Hi there. I thought I'd make you a simple lesson today of ramen noodles. So here's the ramen noodles ready to roll here. And I have the water going. Now as you can see, when you cook, you want to make sure when you're cooking pasta that is, that you want it at a rapid boil. You can see how it's starting to bubble, but that's not a rapid boil. We'll get to it in probably less than 30 seconds here. But what you want is it really bubbling up on the top. It's not as important with ramen noodles. It's a pretty cheap noodle. It should be set. But we want to make sure when you cook regular pasta that it's really going. So now it looks like we're starting to. See right there? It's starting to get to a boil there. And it's a rapid boil. So just so you know, it's 212 degrees Fahrenheit. So obviously very, very hot. There's the rapid boil. So I'm just going to take this, and I'm going to be cooking 2 today. I have enough water in there to put them in both like that. I will dump that in. And I will dump that in. All right. And now, throw that away. And I will get a fork. I have my fork out here. And just want to make sure that it's all under the water. Now, if you're worried about it boiling over, instead of going on all the way on high, you can turn it down a little bit. It'll still keep boiling. You don't want to turn it down too far, but you also don't want it to bubble over. If it bubbles over, you got a messy stove, got a lot of cleanup. You want to make sure you avoid that. I'm actually going to turn it down a tad more because it's really going, and this does not take long to cook. So I will quickly get a small colander or a strainer. And we'll put it right there in the sink, and it's ready to roll. All right. And I've got this, the seasoning packets already opened. Oh, there's a little piece there. But I do want to show you something that's not good about these things. Overall, you know, the fat content isn't bad. The saturated fat, not too bad. But when we get to the sodium, that it's supposed to be 2 servings per container, all right? You're getting 2/3 of your entire sodium just from that. It is a very, very high salty food. So even though it's really easy to make, really cheap to make, it is not the best for you. This is not something you should have too often. But I thought this would be a nice first video cooking lesson. So this is the first one of the year. Every week, I'm either going to do a chore video or a cooking video. And hopefully we stay throughout the year. If we end up being virtual for a good portion of 2020, I'll do a couple of these a week. We want to make sure that we keep our cooking skills up and our energy up during this distance learning. So hopefully it's just 2 days of distance learning for you guys instead of all 5 like it was from the spring of 2020. Hopefully the fall of 2020 we can get all the way through, at least past Thanksgiving. We'll stay optimistic, okay? So now we're getting going pretty well here. You can kind of see how it's getting softer. And it takes about 2 or 3 minutes for this to come to full softness, all right? You don't want it too soft, or at least I don't. It's all preference, though. If you want it softer, you cook it a little longer. All right, so I'm going to keep this going a little bit. And what else I'm going to do is I'm going to have a clementine with that, all right? And I'm going to turn this around. And I like clementines because they're really easy to peel. Good way to get your fruit in. And usually no seeds. At least the ones I've been getting have no seeds. Every once in a while you get one. But see how easy it is just to peel it off? Then open it up. You just got to take some of these white things off here. And there you go. We're ready to go. Leave that right here for now. And now I'm going to stir this one more time and I'll show it to you. Okay, so look how soft that is, all right? And then I can turn off the heat now. And now what I can do, so I'll try to do this, all right? And I can quickly pour it in and pour it right back. I don't need to get all of the water out because then you can actually do this as a soup. I kind of do it halfway. And I'll show you just a little bit of water in there. That'll help with these seasoning packets. A little tough to do with one hand here. I'll do my best. I did rip them open quickly. And if I don't get all the seasoning packets, that's probably a good thing. All right. And all you do is just kind of mix it up. Like I said, I made two, one for my daughter, one for me. So now we have a quick lunch where it's not the most nutritious thing in the world, but a quick noodle, but I'll add the nutrition with the clementine. So just quickly, you want to make sure, like I said, bring the water to a full boil before you put the pasta in. Ramen noodles are pretty quick. It only takes a few minutes, like 3 minutes, 4 minutes tops. When we do another lesson later on spaghetti or elbow noodles, you're going to have to cook those a little longer, but we'll get into that. Then I like to just keep a little bit of water in there to help the seasoning packets. If you like it as a soup, by all means. But if you use it as a soup, you want to make sure that you don't have too much water in there, because then it'll be mostly broth instead of noodles. And then, like I said, we really should start focusing on, especially as adults, the importance of diet, having fruit or vegetable at every meal. That'll keep our energy up, that'll make us more employable, and we want to keep going forward, okay? So make sure you write a comment in the comment section on this, a couple of things that you took away from this lesson, and I'll see you soon. Bye.